Despite many advantages, a small car also has its disadvantages or common faults. The following features of the model are often considered as such. Right-hand drive. This minus is subjective for Russian drivers. You can often get used to it. Installing a special camera also helps improve viewing safety. Converting the steering wheel to the left side is an expensive proposition. Therefore, it is usually impractical to produce it. Therefore, if this problem turns out to be critical for the motorist, it is better to take a closer look at another model. Low ground clearance. A minivan is a typical city car. Therefore, it is not intended for use even on minor off-road conditions. For such use, it is advisable to choose another machine. Installing spacers can slightly increase ground clearance. But this often negatively affects handling and wear of suspension parts. Therefore, installing them is usually not recommended. Failure of the variator even at low mileage. This is a frequent breakdown of the Sienta. This unit is not durable and requires strict adherence to operating and maintenance rules. It is necessary to use expensive replacement oil. But this often extends the life of the CVT only for a short time. Its repair is expensive and is not carried out in all car services. Often, technicians recommend replacing the variator, which is also not cheap. Therefore, if you are not ready for such significant expenses, it is better to look for a minivan with an automatic transmission. True, it is found only on first-generation machines. Finding such a specimen in good condition is often difficult. Therefore, experts often advise in this case to purchase another car model. Sliding doors jamming in cold weather. This drawback can be subjective and does not occur in all cars. Treating the lock with silicone spray can help get rid of it. Increased fuel consumption according to some car owners. Usually the model is considered very economical. But some owners complain about high fuel consumption. According to experts, this opinion may be subjective or related to driving habits or technical malfunctions of the car. Therefore, if a problem is detected, it is advisable to carry out professional diagnostics of the car and review your driving habits. The central locking does not work in frosty weather. The problem occurs infrequently. Timely maintenance and repair of the unit will help solve it. Low liquidity in the secondary market. Toyota Sienta is not very popular in most regions of the country, with the exception of the Far East. Therefore, many car owners may have problems reselling it on the secondary market. Everyone who owns this car needs to be prepared for this. Difficulties in purchasing spare parts. This is especially true now. Therefore, it is recommended to order the necessary parts in advance and be prepared for a long wait for delivery. This problem can be partly solved by ordering spare parts from Japan. But even from there they are not always delivered quickly. Small trunk. The car is not suitable for transporting large cargo. Transforming the interior allows you to slightly increase the luggage compartment space. But, despite this, it is better not to buy a car for those who need to constantly carry a lot of things and objects in the luggage compartment. Soft suspension. Some car enthusiasts consider this a disadvantage of the car. It is almost impossible to eliminate it. Therefore, if you are not satisfied with this feature, it is better to purchase another minivan. Possible problems with electrical equipment. Some of them are often difficult to diagnose. The problem is especially typical for cars that are too old and have high mileage. Therefore, it is not advisable to buy such copies. Frequent breakdowns of the electric power steering. This is common in very old or poorly maintained vehicles. Therefore, it is better not to purchase such minivans. Low power engines. Toyota Sienta is not suitable for those who like to drive fast. This disadvantage cannot be eliminated. Therefore, for those who prefer to drive recklessly on the road, it is better to buy a different model. Increased oil consumption. Usually found in very old vehicles with huge mileage. Engine repair will help solve the problem. It's better to refuse to buy such a car and look for a newer car. Knock of hydraulic compensators. Replacing faulty elements will help eliminate it. To avoid problems, it is recommended to fill the engine only with high-quality fuel from proven gas stations. Low overhang of the front bumper. This often leads to damage to the element and the need for repair. This can be avoided by being careful when parking and avoiding driving even on minor off-road conditions. Simplicity of interior decoration. If it does not suit the motorist, you can do interior tuning. But the work can be expensive. Low-quality sound insulation. Installing additional protection against extraneous noise will solve the problem. Despite all the shortcomings, Toyota Sienta has a lot of advantages. It is a good option for many Russian car enthusiasts who are looking for a relatively inexpensive and comfortable city car. Russians can buy it mainly only with mileage. It is recommended to buy a minivan at Japanese auctions. There are quite a few relatively new cars in perfect condition on display there.